I'm not gonna judge you. And oh my god. Hi everybody, welcome or welcome back to another video. My name is Charlotte and today we're reading Fever Dream by Elsie Silver, the first book in the Emerald Lake series, which is a new series, and I'm very excited about it. Now, I don't know much about this book. I go in a little bit blindly. What I do know is that Emmett, which is the MMC in this book, he is Theo from, is it Reckless? The Chestnut Spring book. He's Theo Silver's biggest rival, and Julia is Theo's little sister. Emmett is going to be on like The Bachelor, like Romance Ranch it's called, and Julia works behind the scenes. And that's kind of all I know. And that's all she wrote. Well, I mean, she did write way more because there is a lot of pages here. Over 400 pages. But I'm very excited and I'm going to bring you guys along with me and tell you my thoughts and feelings and all of that fun stuff. Completely spoiler free. So you can make up your own mind if you want to pick it up or not without actually getting spoiled. Does that sound like a good idea? Let's start it because I have to go to bed soon because I'm getting up at 5:45 tomorrow morning. Okay, so I read a little bit yesterday, but I read more today. I'm a little bit over 90 pages in. I'm about to start chapter 12, and let me tell you, I am devouring it. I am having so much fun with this one. Emmett is, I mean, for lack of a better word, a playboy. At least his persona is that he is a playboy. He doesn't really want to settle down. He doesn't really see the appeal of being in a traditional relationship. That's completely fine. You do you, bestie. I'm not going to judge you. Julia has her own things and haven't really been thinking about being in a traditional relationship either. So yay for them. Now this one, it does have heavier topics. Check your trigger warnings if you need to do so. But so far what I've read, I feel like have been handled with care. But you know, you might see it differently and that's completely okay. Now, I am really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying the story in this book. Emmett is basically the bachelor, right? Julia is working behind the scenes. We're in a new town, a town that we don't know that much about yet, but we are learning through it. Julia is a location scout, so she tries to find out places they can film, places they can do stuff, and that they have all the permits and everything, and blah, 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 blah. So we get to learn more about, if you want to call it, his part of town and how different they grew up, even though they grew up in the same area. And I actually find it to be pretty sweet. I actually find it to be like a good story. That probably doesn't really make that much sense, but I am really, really enjoying it. Now, I think it's extremely fun to read about the bachelor scenes, because even though Emmett is known for being a playboy and a player and, you know, a charmer, this isn't his natural habitat. He's not used to this type of situation. And on these shows, there are always someone that is going to be turned into like the villain, or, you know, they're a little bit too forward, not your type of personality. So it's very interesting to see him trying to navigate through all of this when his intent of doing it is different than the intent of some of the women. It's also very sweet to see Julia build a relationship with some of his siblings and his grandparents. It's very nice to hear her talk about her brother. Even if you haven't read the Chestnut Spring series, it's kind of like she's just mentions someone randomly. You don't have to read it at all. But if you have, it's very nice to hear her talk about him. And, you know, Theo, Julia's brother, and Emmett are rivals. So it's kind of funny to hear her tease him a little bit as well as Theo's little sister. I am having so much fun. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to read like a chapter or two more, I think, depending on how long the chapters are. And then I'm going to switch it to audiobook because it's so nice outside. The weather is stunning. So I actually want to go for a walk with my dog now because it's not that warm outside. It's just nice weather. So we're gonna read a little bit, and then I'm gonna bring you guys along on a little bit of a walk with my doggo while we listen to the audiobook, and we'll, I don't know, talk in another 100 pages or so. Biting isn't something that would scare me off, baby Silver, but thank you for the reinsurance. I told you not to get a boner, I say, looking at him square in the eye. He shrugs, playing it cool. Following the rules has never been my strong suit, plus, this is the hottest handshake of my life. And they are literally shaking hands, okay? It's not a euphemism, like you would think it was. They are literally shaking hands. We are back from our walk. We walked for longer than I anticipated to start out with, but that's completely fine. Now we've gotten pretty far into the book. I would say that I'm over halfway through the book now, and my thoughts and feelings are, I love the banter. I think the banter is fantastic. If you like Elsie Silver banter, you're going to like this one as well. I do also think that if you want to try out one of her series, like you haven't read her before, this could probably be a great place to start, because there is throwbacks, especially to the Chestnut Springs series, but that doesn't really matter at the end of the day, because you can read their story if and when you want to read them, right? So I think this is actually a pretty great place to start. Now, the storyline makes sense in my head. I feel like the fact that she is the location scout and he is like the star of the show, it makes sense. It makes sense for them to be in a room together. It makes sense for them to go out together. It makes sense for them to communicate. So it's not as secretive as you might first think that they would have to be, because she's going to scout locations where he's going to take people on dates and do this and do that and yada yada yada. She needs to know where he would go and do this types of stuff, right? Now, I do enjoy the mouth on Emmett. I must say. And the thing about Emmett is that he, like every Elsie Silver man, list Tom Fordy man, like whoever, you know, if they're in the this type of like cowboy sports romance universe, they know how to write men that are respectful, because apparently that's the standard we have as women. Emmett is no different. Emmett he takes care of his own people, and I really enjoy seeing that side of him. I enjoy seeing his relationship with his siblings. I enjoy his relationship with his grandparents, even though, you know, not all of the conversations he have are good conversations. I enjoy listening to him talk about his dad, about his parents, you know, about all of that stuff. So even though some of the things they are talking about are heavier, which, you know, you do when you're getting to know someone, you might have heavier conversations, it's still a pretty fun book. It's also very, I don't know, nice is probably the wrong word, but lack of a better word, it is also very nice to see that Julia is slowly working through the stuff that happened at the start of the book. So it's just all around a fun time. Now, listen here. I've always rationalized that I suffer quite enough early in life, that now, as an adult, I'm entitled to avoid it at all costs, which is weird, because for her, I'd burn. This fucking man. I'm telling you right now, Wes might have a run for his money. Wes might actually have a run for his money, because I think Wes from the Rosehill series has been my favourite. But Beau from Chestnut Springs, Wes from the Rosehill series, but I think Emmett might be a strong contender to be my favourite from the Emerald Lake series. I haven't finished the Gold Rush Ranch series, so I don't know who my favourite there is, but we're going to figure that out at some point as well. But yeah, that was my little update. It's been more than 100 pages. I'm 200 and 247 pages into the book at the moment, but I'm just having so much fun. And now I'm going to keep on reading for another hour or so. Then I have to go pick up the kids and do all of that fun stuff with them, and I might be able to finish it tonight. And I might be sitting right here through the entire rest of the video, to be honest with you. Because moving, who's she? Who's she? I haven't met her. I love it when the men go all mushy and they just like, hey, I like you, like this is what I want to do. And even though Emmett is in a weird position because, you know, he's supposed to end up with someone else, being on Romance Ranch and everything, I just love it so much when they go all mushy and they're like, hey, just wanted to tell you that I like you. I tried sitting outside. It was so windy. I couldn't do it. But you know what I really enjoy about this book is the fact that because you are part of the TV production, right? Like you get kind of behind the scenes type of stuff. You get to read the logs, like the, what are they called? The memos? The office memos that one of the like scene is that what you call her? Story producers. Right. So now I know something that's going to happen that they don't know yet. And oh my god. I want to keep on reading because I want to know what happened, but I also don't want to keep on reading because I feel so bad. It's a whole, like, oh my god, not a situation you would want to be in. I feel so bad. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him. Yes. Okay, that's all I had to say. It is the next day. I kind of devoured a lot of this yesterday. I read 25 pages the first day, and then I just didn't stop reading yesterday. I knew when the evening came that I was able to finish it before I went to bed, but I decided that I was gonna savor it a little bit longer and keep on reading today. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but whatever. Sometimes I just can't stop reading and I devour it in a day, and sometimes I am able to stop myself and be like, no, I wanna savor this story a little bit longer and save it for more days. Kind of just depends on my mood. Also, I knew that I was going to work today. I know I have a long work day today, so that's not always the best day for me to start a new book. Maybe that was also in the back of my head, that I kind of needed a comfort space and not getting immersed in a new world on a day like this. We're all different, please don't judge me, but I am having so much fun with this book. I am just before where shit hits the fan. I have a feeling. I have a theory on how they are gonna make this work in their favor. So I don't know if I'm correct or not, but I have a feeling that one of the characters that are kind of trying to push the narrative, are trying to push a specific narrative, is gonna end up shooting themselves in the foot because they are taking advantage of the situation that they are in, and that's how they are gonna kind of get thrown to the side, which makes sense because people in power sometimes are shitty. I don't know if you heard that before, but that's kind of where I'm going at now. I have a feeling that shit is gonna hit the fan. They are gonna most likely stop talking together. I don't know. This is just where I think it's gonna go, and I'm not gonna tell you if it's true, but these are just my thoughts. I think they're gonna stop talking together, not because they want to, not because it's like this big third act breakup where somebody cheats or somebody says da. This is strictly because they want and need different things. So it's more like an amicable kind of third act breakup. But I have a feeling, and then this person, everything they've done is just going to come straight for them again, and that's kind of how everything is going to get settled, and that's how they are going to find their way back to each other. I hope. I also think that her brother is going to be the one that tells her that if you love him, go for it. If you see something in him, he's definitely worth it. So just go. I have a feeling that's how it's gonna go, but I don't know. I don't really know. Let's just see. It would be really nice though if in some way, shape or form, her brother and the MMC maybe had like a little chat, or he, like the FMC had a chat with her brother, and he in a weird way gave them the blessing, because her brother and the MMC, they are rivals, right? They are supposed to be competing against each other, high level athletes, you know?
It's real sweat. I'm a high performance athlete. Athletes sweat. Sweat, baby. Sweat.
So I am hoping that we're going to get a sweet moment like that, but I don't really know. I don't really know at this point. I have 55 minutes until the store opens. I don't have 55 minutes until I start work, but that's a different story. So I am going to listen to the audiobook for as long as I can until I start work. And then we're going to wrap this up later today when I'm done with the book, which makes me a little bit sad. It's been a long ass day. It's light outside, yes, because it's almost summertime, but I did finish it. I did get to finish it. Now, favorite character in this book has to be Opa. Opa is my favorite character. Kind of wish that Opa and Oma would be the next book, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to be the next book because they're already together and been together for like many years. I wish they would be like the next big thing. You know what I mean? I did already know all the way at the beginning how this was going to play out. You kind of know if you watched TV shows of this sort, or if you read any books like this, you know what I mean? But I didn't really mind. I didn't really mind that I knew how it was going to play out, and I didn't mind that I had an inkling of where it was going. I still had such a good time. Elsie Silver just knows how to write banter and good vibes, because that's kind of what the book is. It's banter and good vibes. So I had so much time. No, I had so much fun. What's the name of that TV show where they follow someone from behind the scenes and she keeps on banging someone that she's not supposed to bang? I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of the show. I need to figure it out though, because now I kind of want to watch it. It's a silly, goofy, fun romance book. I actually think that this is gonna score pretty high in my end, not because it's like revolutionary and oh my god it's fantastic blah 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 blah, but I did have a fun time, and on the silly smutty romance scale it's pretty high up. I'm gonna give it like a 4.75. There were some things that I didn't really enjoy, and there were a few things that I kind of maybe had like a little bit of a question mark too, but at the end of the day I did really enjoy it. I would recommend it, and if you haven't already but you are thinking about it, please pick it up. Please do so, or listen to the audiobook. The audiobook was also pretty good. But yeah, that was it for our reading vlog where we read Elsie Silver's Fever Dream. Now I'm gonna have a fever dream because I'm so freaking tired after work. What should we read next? Do you have a good opinion? No. Suggestion? Yes. Do you have a good suggestion of what we should do a reading vlog of next? It could be anything except for horror. I don't do horror and I don't do crime because, you know, don't do drugs, kids. Leave it in the comment section if you have any good ideas, and I will look into if that is possible for me to do, because, you know, trigger warnings and stuff. Thank you guys so much for spending some of your precious time with me. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic day, evening, wherever you are in the world, and hopefully I will get to see you all in the next one. Bye bye.